I'm going to wrap this up with one more thing. Primaries. Democratic primaries, Republican primaries. I mean, it's Trump versus DeSantis. I'm picking Trump because I think DeSantis has run a terrible campaign, even hasn't announced yet. But I want to stick to the Democrats because you are the leftist. No debates. No RFK. No Marianne. Well, RFK mentioned, but RFK Jr., excuse me. No Marianne mentioned really on mainstream news. You as a progressive, how much does that bust your chops? Bernie Sanders, day one, we talk about playing politics, got nothing for his endorsement and completely gave Marianne the cold shoulder. If you're a progressive, I'm assuming you're supporting Marianne. As someone who isn't really defined as a progressive, I would also vote for Marianne, to be honest. I think she has great policies. So, Democratic primaries, do Democrats love democracy? Is that bullshit too? What do you think?
Yeah, no, we literally, this was a segment on the left wing. We did a practice run of our first left wing show, and this was a segment we did. And it judges from poll to poll, but like at least around half of Democrats don't want Biden to run again. And and Biden said he would be a one-term president, and he's retracting that promise. And it's like, if 50% of your own voter base doesn't want you to run again, like from the DNC's perspective, how do you look at Joe and go, yeah, we're going to support you? Like that blows my mind. That's just fundamentally undemocratic. And I can understand the pragmatic electoralism reason for not having debates, but like, come on, like that's not the will of the people. And as public servants, you should be going with the will of the people here and the will of your own party. The people running the DNC should be considered equal votes to the DNC electorate. And that's not what the Democratic Party actually wants. So I think it's bullshit that they aren't having debates. I think it's bullshit that they're just giving it to Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden is going to win no matter what happens because of the massive incumbency advantage of being the president of the United States. But I think the DNC is just rolling the dice because I genuinely believe if Biden runs and anyone but Trump is on the Republican ticket, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to force me to root for Trump in the Republican primary because I think that DeSantis, you might have your problems with how he's running a campaign, but he'll be running against a president who has a very low approval rating. And I don't think it's going to go well for Biden unless he's running against Trump, who also had a low approval rating as a president.
DeSantis would destroy Joe Biden in the national election. It wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't be close.
If I'm a Republican, and I can't imagine voting for Trump because DeSantis is basically the same thing, like from a policy perspective. And I can't understand anything that would say that he would have a worse chance than Trump.
I don't think DeSantis can beat Trump in a primary, though. That's the problem.
I know.
It's just crazy about how the politics there works. But yeah. I just don't like the main thing about Democrats that I just can't stand is their platitudes and like their hypocrisy. It's like, we are the democracy party. Now don't mind us while we completely ignore democracy. Yeah. And it's just like, guys, and it hurts me to see people like on the left defend them. It's like Republicans know what they're getting into. It's why I respect Republicans as much as I disagree with them. They know what they're getting. They're not being sold a bill of goods. Democrats are being sold a bill of goods and they still fall for it. And it's just, it's sad.
I think both sides get sold a bill of goods. I think that's a little unfair because I think Trump, for example, is a wonderful example of this, where he's like,
he did sell a bill of goods.
I'm the elitist outsider. And it's like, you're a goddamn, like, the thing you're known for is being a rich, golden, gilded asshole. Like, that's the thing you're known. You're not you're not fighting for the little guy. If you think that Trump would be the guy fighting for the little guy, I don't know what about his branding makes you think that, but like, literally he dips his house in gold. Like, Jesus Christ, if you wrote a character that like dipped their house in gold, was running for president and fighting for the little guy, it would be known as satire, but it happened in reality. And it's fine if you're like, I get that, but like, but I do think that that's also selling a bill of goods. It's just, he's sold people under the river there, and I think Elon Musk is another great example of that. Not necessarily Republican for sure, but like he always goes on about, oh, well, if your beliefs are the same as, the corporate blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you're the richest man on earth. You are not fighting. You're not the underdog here. It blows my mind that people think that way. But, I can't understand everyone in America, or else I would be president.
Yeah, Elon, exactly. Elon's another one. He's the free speech warrior who bans journalists from Twitter because they make fun of the jet. So, and I like Elon. I think overall Elon is a net positive. He's just a dick. He likes to troll, and he has his interests that he has to follow. So we'll end it there. We're not going to go on Elon.